those bushwalks with you guys. Good morning, everyone.
Take it off.
Just going to start off with a little bit about my past. Some of you are well aware that I was involved with boy bands in the past. And the first boy band that I was involved with, I was really inspired by the Australian band, the Cockroaches. Some of you might know that they later changed into the Wiggles. So we came up with the name, the Coconuts. It was sort of quite appropriate because obviously we're all of Pacific Island descent. It didn't go too well. I think our first tour of Fiji, we sold out 2 villages. It was probably because there was only 3 families in each village. And like all good boy bands, we sort of, succumbed to the rock and roll lifestyle. Partying, late nights, disagreements, arguments, and pretty much we split after that. And then I moved into a much better band. Yes. No Direction. What are you laughing at? This is long before One Direction, folks. As you can see with the photograph there, it's really high-end fashion and that smouldering, blue steel looks. Mild success with that. I think we sold out 5 retirement villages in New South Wales, probably because it was free. And suffice to say that lucky I kept my day job throughout, because my singing's worse than Tom Reeves. So why a buyer's agent? Before I go into that, if you go back about 80 years ago in Australia, a lot of people sold their homes privately, so they did it themselves. Fast forward to today, 90 to 95% of people sell through a real estate agent. Now I want to put it over to you guys. Why do you think that is?
Difficult to resolve.
Negotiation?
Negotiation, very good.
No emotions attached?
No emotions attached.
High
They're
price.
good marketers.
High price?
Yeah, good negotiators, they get you a good price. They're good marketers. And all the rest of it. So I think, that's sort of the similar analogy for us. We believe, because we do it day in, day out, we're in the trenches, we know the tricks of the trade, we're negotiating all the time, that we can get a better deal for you. Now, I used an analogy the other week about who did their own dentistry. And I think Jan put his hand up from memory. Jan, how did you do that and how did it go? Okay, so not very well sounding these. If I was to take it into a real life, genuine situation, does anyone here do their own bookkeeping? Okay, there's a couple of people here. Now I'm sure of you, I'm sure some of you would do it, reasonably well, quite well, from what you would think. But if I was to ask Lana, our bookmaker, if she could do a better job, I think she could confidently say that she could, right? There we go.
Thank you.
So, we work on behalf of property buyers. We negotiate the best terms and the lowest price. We search online and offline. Online meaning we, obviously all the real estate portals. We also go through all print media. Offline meaning that we have all the agents on a database, so we're emailing them regularly what our clients are looking for and we're calling them. And they also let us know about silent sales or off-market listings. So that's owners who might be in the public eye and they don't want the strangers coming through their home. They could be people who don't want to spend, exorbitant amounts of money on advertising. Well, I think if you look at a house that's being sold or an apartment being sold for $1 million, a marketing campaign for that would be about $5,000 to $10,000. So they're the type of listings that we can deliver our clients online and offline, and we investigate. So questioning, why are the owners selling, where are they going, what's their motivation. We do the research in terms of what's being developed next door or opposite, if it's going to impact their views, things like that. And we evaluate what's the property really worth. Obviously we're in the market day in, day out, we're attending auctions, we're seeing what's sold. We use RP data and Australian Price Finder, so that helps us with our research as well. And lastly, we negotiate. Who knew there was 18 principles in real estate negotiation? Does anybody know, we've got a few listed there, does anyone know any of the other principles? There we go. So some of the others, I'll just quickly run through them, is role reversal, painting pictures, indifference, power. There's 10 types of power. I'll just cover one quickly. One type of power is the power of investment. So the more times the agents invest in you. So the more times you go back to the open homes, the more times that they're delivering around, showing other properties. They put a dollar figure to that, right? Because they're spending all that time with you. So when it comes down to when you finally find a home with them and you go to negotiate, they're going to work really hard to get the deal over the line, and possibly you might get a better price. Okay, quick case study. I've got two. First one, this young family living out in Oakley. Their son's moving to Knox Grammar in the Upper North Shore. They've been looking for about 1 year. And if you know where Oakley is, it's probably on a Saturday through King George's Road. You're looking at an hour and a bit just to get there. Obviously, a round trip back home, so it's about 2.5 hours just in driving. 3 or 4 hours of looking at homes on a Saturday. You know, that adds up over a year's time. So they pretty much had enough of it. They hired us, we took over the brief, and we delivered them this gorgeous home, which I'm going to show you a couple of photos in a moment. And they had an asking price of 2.6 million. Now, if the client had found that property themselves, I think if you'd negotiated, he probably would have picked it up for maybe 2.55. If he negotiated really hard, he might have picked it up for 2.5 million. When I looked at it, I said to him, it's overpriced, it's not worth that. Realistically, it's probably worth between 2.3 and 2.4. So we put a strategy in place. Offers over an 8-week period. It went to auction, it got passed in, and then on the 8th week, we put in a signed unconditional contract with a cheque with favourable terms at 2.1. And the owner took it. We saved him $500,000. Can I get an amen? It's saved him $500,000. It was a really great result. That's a home inside. Beautiful French provincial kitchen. Next case study was a young professional lawyer. She's working 50 hours a week. She has a very active social and personal life. She'd been looking for quite a while, missed out on 5 homes. Pretty much got sick of it. We took over the brief, found her this gorgeous apartment in Cremorne within 2 months and saved her $75,000. RP Data is one of the tools we use for evaluating property referrals. Buyers who are frustrated with the whole process, time poor, people who keep missing out at auctions, people who live interstate and overseas and need someone to be independent and be their eyes and ears on the ground. We'll show them the photos they won't see online. Buyers who are unsure of values, and obviously all the strategic alliances listed below. But this week, all I would ask from you, is if you can give us a Google review. So for those of us who have referred our service, or perhaps even just a character reference, would really appreciate that. I'll send that out through the link through members, if that's okay with Ben. Thank you very much, Ben. I'll send that out to you today. Other than that, thank you very much.
All right, fantastic. Rob, we'll save some questions for you at the end and find out how we can all save $500,000.